He's a super dynamic player.
David talked about how he's trying to work on a little bit of everything this year because he's been in here for so long. For you, what are you looking for? What do you think that he's been focusing on to take that next leap this year?
Um, Again, I've said it before here, but like the tight end position, you have to focus on everything, from route running to pass blocking to run blocking. So he's got to do it all. So we can't really focus in on one thing. But if I were to give you one thing, I would say he really worked really hard in his route running, kind of referenced earlier, all summer. So he's excited to catch some passes and score some touchdowns.
He seemed to really last year be one of the guys Deshaun really connected with over those last 5 or 6 games. How much have you seen just a growth from that to now in terms of the kind of the connection, that kind of that natural connection?
Yeah, they built that at the beginning or the end of last year, and then moving into this offseason, I know they worked out together. And anytime you have a relationship with the guys on your team, it's important, especially the quarterback. So we've seen it. I hope to continue to see it as we move into the regular season.
Did they come back with some extra resolve, the tight ends, after maybe not having the couple practices that they hoped to have?
I think anytime you don't do exactly what you want to happen, there's a little extra resolve there. But day-to-day training camp, there's ups and downs, and so we just try and come and be the same person every day and work as hard as we can every day, to be honest.
David is bigger, it looks like. Was that like something you guys talked about, or did he just do that?
I think that he just works out really hard. We didn't talk about him getting bigger at all, but his weight's right where he needed to be, and he's still fast. So be as big as you can be and as fast as you can be. That's what I like to see.
Talk about the versatility in all these rooms. For tight ends, what does versatility create in this offense for you guys?
I think it allows you to do a ton of different things just overall scheme-wise. You can present a bunch of different looks to the defense, whether it looks like there's 3 receivers in or it looks like there's 2 backs in. We can be the ones to control that when we're just in the game by ourselves. So.
Are you optimistic that Harrison's going to be able to be back, and is this missed time going to hurt him?
Harrison's one of the smartest players we have, and he's also puts in the work, whatever he can do. So, of course, it'll be an adjustment, but when he's back, he'll be ready to go. I'll be confident he's ready to go.
You good?
Well, appreciate it, y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
How are you?
Y'all got the shade and everything, huh? How did y'all manage that? You know some people?
Yeah.
The ball has kind of found Hickman in the game.
Yeah.
He is a strong safety. So how is he close to the box?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Right now, as you guys have seen, we're playing them everywhere, strong and free. There is not really a strong and free. We're still staying with that model. And what's come of that is a young man who actually finds the ball at the third level really well. You know, and yeah, he has played a lot of that in his time. And he has a knack for it. So that was the benefit of that, of playing them everywhere and just seeing what they can do in Coach Schwartz's system, which is a very visual system at the safety position, and that's been a positive. So biggest thing he's done is done exactly what's asked, you know, from me and Coach Schwartz in terms of the technique, and he's come away with the ball, which is nice.
What have you seen Juan add to this room?
Energy, you know, right away. But it's funny, the Juan that you guys see is not the Juan that I have in the meeting room. Juan is like, you know, he comes, he's got such great attitude, and he's so energetic, and you feel it and sense it. But when he's in the meeting room, he's a whole different guy. He is in the front row, first seat, locked in, asking questions, writing notes. I mean, he is awesome to work with. So he's brought the energy on the field like you guys see, and obviously the leadership. He's been to, you know, places and won nice, shiny things. So he knows what it takes and knows what it looks like. But more importantly, the part that you guys don't see is really the effort that he puts in the meeting room, and then him just helping those young guys.
How does he kind of try to translate the Super Bowls he was with Kansas City to the guys here? You know what I mean? The experience of getting there, how does he translate to the guys here?
I think, again, he knows what it looks like. It's like anything. If you've already walked a trail that you know, and that you just kind of know when to take a right or a left and don't go down that way or you're going to fall down this way. He just knows what those pitfalls are. He knows, also how to take advantage, of what's coming towards him and what's ahead of him. So he just he's a great barometer, if you will, of where we need to be and where we need to head. And he's very aware, even dating back to when I unfortunately had to coach against him at Miami. He just was that guy. He had great awareness. He found the ball and just played with great spirit. So unfortunately, I'm glad he's on our team now.
Would you say a 4 versus 5 safeties is one of the issues to be decided in this final week? Keeping 4 or 5?
Again, that's out of my ballpark. My job is to just get them to play as good as possible, to compete, and at the end of the day, make it hard on personnel. That's really what you want to do. Personnel's done a great job. AB, and his staff have just done a phenomenal job of bringing in talent across the board, especially at those positions. So it's a good problem to have, and we're looking forward, to see what this week brings and to help AB and his staff, make the best decision possible.
Grant talked at the Green Prior about wanting to reach his potential and being great.
Yeah.
Really, he doesn't feel like he's accomplished what he's wanted to yet. So what are you seeing from him?
What I see in Grant is an extremely hungry young man. A man that is very aware. I think that's sometimes an issue with a young man, is just not aware of where he really is. He is aware. And to your point, he is wanting to be great. He wants to take the next step like he did at LSU, and wants to win, big shiny things too, like he's done there. And I think what he's realized is that I need to be that person and have that mentality that I did there here. And he's doing that right now at a high level. I'm extremely, extremely proud of Grant. I mean, like Juan, has just came into every single meeting, locked in, focused, attentive, coming out here and practicing extremely hard. The young man has not missed anything. I'm telling you, he went and graduated and still flew back to be on the sideline with his teammates. I mean, if that doesn't scream I'm all in, I don't know what does. So.
You were Grant and Juan in a little bump man today and those kind of things. Are you comfortable with this safety group playing man bump coverage? And what kind of concerns do you have if you got your safeties up at the line of scrimmage?
No concerns. I don't. I believe in what we do. See, the biggest thing that benefits safeties in bump and run man in this system is how hard Coach Schwartz pushes dominating leverage. And when he builds the defense around that, then you can say I have no concerns, because so long as we understand where to push our, our man and to where our help is, you can really dominate leverage and play that type of man coverage like you saw, at other stops he's had. But it all centers around Coach Schwartz's design of what we do. Now, in other things and other places I've been, yeah, it's a little different. And you gotta have the right type of human, and we do have the right type of human. Again, personnel's done a phenomenal job. This room's loaded. It's talented. So again, but it goes back to Coach Schwartz and how he designs the whole thing.
To go back to Hickman, though, when you have a guy who's like undrafted and he
Yeah.
comes in, it just seems like he's always around the ball, he's always making plays. What can that do? Like, what kind of energy does that bring to the room when you have an undrafted guy like that?
Just think about what Rod's done in his career. That's another undrafted free agent who's been in this league for 12 years, and how his play in every room he's ever been raised the level of everyone in the room. And Ronnie's done that, but what's great to see is T-Mac, answering the bell. People forget about how well T-Mac played last week. I mean, he had 7 tackles, he had a PBU, he had a sack, coming off an injury with no practice. So you're seeing young guys raise the level, and then you're seeing other guys trying to touch it, and it's just bringing the whole room up. So, again, personnel, great job with those guys, bringing those guys in. Obviously they're coached well. I know they're coaches at Ohio State. They were coached well coming in. They're eager. They're super urgent. They're tough. They're exactly what you want in a free agent. And I'll be honest with you, if they were drafted, I'd be fired up too. I'm just even more now because.
A year ago, that guy was DeAnthony Bell.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
What kind of year is he at?
You know what? D. Bell played his best, ball. He took 64. He took every snap in that game. I don't think that he had an ME or a real mental error. He played clean, efficient ball. But the best thing about D. Bell is he's a violent tackler. Coaching safeties for as long as I have, the one thing that people kind of just, they think about man coverage, right? Or they think about, the third level. The most important thing that you do at safety every play is tackle. And that young man can bring his feet all the way to a ball carrier. And the other thing he does really well is when he violently wraps you, when he sinks his teeth into you, ball carriers go down, and that's probably what he does best. So, but I'm proud of him. He's done a great job to this point too.
Some of these big plays and the takeaways even in the preseason, I mean, how do you expect that to translate into the regular season? Is there an emphasis that you guys, a plan that you guys have to kind of keep carrying over, or is it just natural?
It's not natural. It's definitely, to some players it is natural, but we're working hard on it out here. Coach Schwartz has us, tracking deep balls pretty much every day we can. He's big on, again, when I say visual safeties, he's big on those safeties finding the ball and getting as visual as soon as you can. When I say that, you may have to read a key, take your eyes to there, but as soon as I can get my eyes back to that quarterback, that's the positive of this defense. So we're hoping that it carries over. We're going to keep doing the things you guys see us doing out here. We're throwing balls constantly, shooting jugs constantly. And then it's my job to provide Coach Schwartz with what he wants in terms of visual safeties and getting our eyes back to the quarterback as soon as we can.
Good.
Anybody else? All good?
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
y'all are easy.
Nothing.
feel good, man. I'm day by day. I needed a couple days to get it right, and now it's just fine tuning it up again.
Did you just fall on the ball?
Yeah, I fell on the ball. Fell on the ball.
Run?
Nah, it was the first play, the out. I fell on the ball.
Elijah, that was our first kind of look at how they want to use you. I mean, how fun has it been to kind of figure that out and explore all the things you can do in this offense?
I mean, it's really super fun. I feel like there's a lot that I can do, and I'm grateful that I'm being able to have the opportunity to do it. So I can't do nothing but thank God that I'm in this position.
How much have you lined up in the backfield since maybe even back to high school?
In high school, a lot. In college, a little bit with Kiffin, and in Little League, that's what I played. Yeah.
I was gonna say to run some of those kind of plays that you ran against the Commanders, does it feel almost like playground style? Like, do you feel like a little kid again almost?
Yeah, like some of my other teammates, they'll always like joke with me and be like, "Oh, you back at Davie? That was my Little League pound." So yeah, man, it always feels good to do more than just what is expected for me to do.
Were you surprised?
I saw that Debo, said that he didn't really necessarily want to have that dual moniker of running back and wide receiver. And I'm just wondering, are you totally cool with that, doing both things, and if so, why?
Yeah, I mean, whatever they want me to do, another way to get the ball and score. So I don't care how I get it. I just want the ball.
What about the fact that like running backs, like if you are considered in in that category, the money isn't necessarily as big as for a receiver? Do you worry about anything like that?
Nah, I don't worry about that. I mean, I know I'm not a running back, and I know I'm not lining up there strictly for the whole game. At least I hope not. So yeah, I play receiver that can do a lot of things.
Were you surprised when Kevin kind of unveiled that he was going to use you in as many ways as he is?
I mean, the first day I got here, they kind of was showing me what they had a feel for, and then I feel like as soon as they see me practice and see what I got to do, they was just experimenting and see what I could do. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of knew, I just didn't know it was going to be maybe as much or as little. I guess it's by game plan, right? Yeah.
Did you regret not having an opportunity to do team against such a great defense in Philadelphia?
I didn't hear your question. I'm
Did you
sorry.
regret not having the opportunity
Yeah,
to go
man.
against them
Yeah.
team?
I wanted nothing more than to practice that specific week more than any other week, so especially during preseason. But that was really annoying to me. But it is what it is. I'm taking steps forward, and I got to be positive.
Elijah, what makes you such a versatile player? They line you up outside, they line you in the slot, throw you in the backfield, you can run and catch it out of the back. Just what makes you such a prolific, versatile player?
I just love football, and I feel like if you love football, you'll learn to be good at whatever they need you to do, especially at this level. There's a lot of good players in the league. You got to have respect for that too. So whatever they need me to get done, I love it. So I think I can get it done.
There was a lot of talk on day 2 in Philadelphia that the Eagles defense kind of got the best of the Browns offense a little bit. And I know you did individuals that day, but were you thinking to yourself, it would have been a little different had I been out there?
Yeah, of course, those thoughts do go through my head, but, it's practice. We're going to have our ups and our downs. I guess it was just a day that they got the best of us, but come game time, I'm pretty sure we're going to be stepping in the right directions.
How much would you describe the way you and Deshaun have kind of grown together over these last couple of months?
It's been a huge blessing, having someone like to learn from, and just having that example of what it's like to be a pro. That's like my main thing. Just watching him every day, watching his routine, seeing just how he impacts the game before he steps on the field. So it's definitely something special.
Amari talked so much about route running, and coaches have talked about your route running. Have you taken a lot from him? Is that something you guys spend a lot of time? Yeah.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time talking about?
Yeah, of course, man. He's been killing the league for what, 10 years now. So how could you not? So that's my mindset.
What have you taken from him as far as the route running?
Man, everything. Literally everything, man. As far as releases, man. As far as just his thought process on different routes. His mindset on what he sees at the line and later in the route. Just literally everything.
We hear guys talk about Marquise, and even though he's not on the field, how much he helps in that room with younger receivers. What has he been like for you guys in that room?
He got the energy. For someone who's not playing, you wouldn't know that he's not there. I feel like he does a really good job with that, and just being present. When you're not playing, people could be down. That guy is never down. So you got to be thankful for that.
When a guy isn't playing but has that much energy, do you sort of feel like, okay, I got to match that with
Yeah, of
if
course.
He's not playing, I got to do that too.
Exactly. There's days I'm sure not a lot of people probably want to come out here. But how could you not? Seeing him, he's not even gonna play. So, man, respect.
How cool is it for you to watch
that was like my favorite part. You know, I'm going to be selfish towards the receiver room, but that was like my favorite part about the whole preseason this far was seeing him do his thing. You know, it's a really good moment to see somebody else shine, especially someone that you see out here who is, you know, may not have as much opportunity as everybody else, and then goes and makes it worth his while. You know, so man, kudos to him for sure.
Denzel, Greg, MJ, really different cornerbacks. What is it like going against those three guys out here? What does that do for you?
It gets us ready for the game. It gets us all ready for the game. You know, I feel like having those guys on the team only going to allow us to, when we see somebody else in the game, you know, we're not going to see nothing better than practice, you know?
I think it's such an advantage when they do line you up at running back. What does it do to a defense to have you back there with Deshaun?
I don't think that they would expect me to be back there, and if they do, I don't think they expect me to run the ball. You know, I think they probably think I'm going to run a route, which I'm going to do that too. So you're going to pick your poison on what you think I'm going to do. And if you guess wrong, man, we got you.
Do you feel like the matchups when you do run routes are better when you line up in the backfield?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like me or a linebacker, what you think? I like me any day, so.
What about, just, from a toughness standpoint, and, I mean, you were used to getting yards after catch, and, how do you rate yourself in terms of just, size-wise going up against bigger linebackers and defenders?
Definitely got to get my mind right, going back there, line up in the backfield, but it's football, man. I've been playing football since I was little. I get the ball, trying to let nobody touch me. That's it.
The way they're using you in the versatility, so maybe didn't expect this much. When you look back at this offseason and the time that you were spending with Deshaun, does it maybe feel like a really good idea that you guys were able to connect so much? And is that playing into the practice right now?
It's probably the only reason why it is connecting so much. People I think it's slept on how much, the off the field comes first. Like in the game, coach harps on us about picking up your brother. You see what I'm saying? And when that's your dog, when that's one of your best friends, you're going to make sure that you pick him up. So I think it is super important that we did that and that we continue to hang out and know each other on a personal level.
Hey, what did you think of Coop saying you guys were like Holt and Bruce with the Rams?
Yeah. I mean, you can't do nothing but get excited when a guy who's been in the league, has high praises as far as that. I just come to work every single day ready to put my best foot forward, and at the end we're gonna tally it up.
Elijah, Kevin mentioned that in Kansas City he expects you guys to play a little bit more. How important is that to kind of get into a game rhythm and have more opportunity to, more than just you had that one drive against Washington?
Yeah, I think it's super important. That's why we was doing what we're doing today, and moving forward, I'm sure we're gonna have more practices like that from now on. But I think it is time. We're getting closer to it, and they got a plan, man. I think everybody's bought in.
So are you Tory or Isaac?
You gotta ask Coop, man.
So first of all, how are you feeling? Can you give us a health update?
Yeah, I feel good. Finally out here, able to get out here and make some plays, be back with the guys. Felt good today.
How good did it feel? Last week you got in there against the Eagles. What did you gain personally from that, and what did you feel like you guys gained as a secondary specific also? Yeah,
having the opportunity to play against, a Super Bowl contender, team who was just in the Super Bowl is amazing for us as a team in general. It showed us, where we are at currently, and, we got some ways to go, but I thought we went out there, competed. So I was excited by, what the things we put on tape out there.
Was there something specifically you came away with saying, wow, one, positive or negative, like we need, out of just that you learned from those?
Positive is just our D-line, man. Like, they were doing amazing out there against, arguably one of the best O-lines in the league. So, just seeing that, super positive, and, we always got stuff to work on. So I think we took a great step forward.
Greg, it seems like compared to last year in those joint practices, especially like this year, it just seemed like you guys as a defense made it so much harder on those pass catchers, and it's a great pass catching core. Do you feel like there was a difference there compared to a year ago?
For sure, and I think talent-wise, I feel like we've always had a lot of talent, but I just feel like what we do outside of the building, always together. We're literally every single day, guys are doing stuff together, getting food together. So I just think that camaraderie that we have, not only in the secondary, around the whole entire defense and the whole team is just amazing. So I think it's definitely showing on the field.
Was that time missed a concern to you at all? And do you feel like you're still on pace to be where you want to be week 1?
Yeah, for sure. Nah, I mean, sadly, I've, had this happen before. But nah, I'm always engaged. I credit myself on being, one of the smartest guys out there. So I'm definitely, able to take a lot of mental reps. And I think it just allows other guys to go out there and make plays. Like, I think me, like I said before, like me being out there, obviously I would love to be out there, but it gave guys like, Caleb Biggers and Cam Mitchell, gave them some more reps and show what they can do. So, I kind of try to find a positive in every negative.
Now, I wanted to ask about Cam. Obviously, you know him super well, but it feels like he's showing up a lot. What have you seen from him? How impressed with you are the quick, transition to the NFL for him?
Man, I'm super proud of him. He's a guy, came in and mistakes that he's made, he doesn't make them twice. And I'm not really too excited right now for him, honestly, because I expected him to do this. Like, I said it from the jump, like, even before I was like, Cam Mitchell's one of the best corners in college football, and he fell to us, so, we'll definitely take him. But I'm not really too excited for what he's doing because I expect him to be like this. I expect him to get out there and make plays. Like, we have high expectations for our room, so, like, that's nothing that I haven't seen before.
Players and coaches have talked about the defense being a little bit more simplified this year. Is that what we're seeing out here to this hot start and you guys kind of seeming to click early?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely some stuff, though, that we kind of mix up, but I think it's just, the sense of urgency that Coach Schwartz, coaches us with. Like, he doesn't accept, mediocre. So, when we get out there, we get new coverages and things like that, guys aren't making the same mistake twice, which is a good thing. Like, it's definitely some mistakes being made still, but I think the sense of urgency that we're playing with and, learning with and our teachers are teaching with is just, at an all-time high.
When you look at that defensive line now, it's been rebuilt with Miles there, and now that you've gotten to actually see it in motion, just what does that do for you as someone in the secondary, knowing that you have that type of pressure ready to go up front versus maybe years past?
Yeah, I mean, just thank you, Lord. I mean, that ball got to come out super fast. Like, I mean, just even sitting there the game before against the Commanders and just seeing, the ability to get safeties from a holding penalty and things like that, like, that's amazing. So, I'm glad we got those guys on my team. It makes my job a lot easier. It makes us a lot, more confident on the back end, knowing, we could be real sticky in coverage because those guys will get there.
When we talked to Grant in West Virginia, he was talking about the fact that he doesn't feel he's reached his potential yet, and that he's got the bar set at great, and he's really harping on that this year. So I'm wondering, about you. Where do you have your bar set for yourself, and what are you aiming for this year?
Yeah, I definitely don't think I'm even close to, the level that I can get to. But, for me, it's just coming out every day, just working. I kind of try to speak stuff into existence, but my stuff is just more going to come from me being out there playing. Like, I don't want to say too much. I just want to go out there, and make some strides every year. But I definitely don't think I'm close to my potential.
Greg, how exciting is it to kind of see the mixing and matching that Schwartz is doing between the safeties and the corners, and how he's utilizing all of you guys?
He's doing an amazing job. I feel like we cross-train a lot of people where we can do a lot of things. And, being able to do that, I think you kind of mess up the defense, with maybe you having, MJ inside and then I'm outside. Like, you can't get a tail on us. So I think with Schwartz having, like, that multiple defense is amazing.
I know we haven't seen everything, but do you feel like there's still more that you haven't even seen that Jim might throw at you guys?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think he has so much stuff. But, he said we were one of the best groups of being able to, get information and retain it and, put it on tape. So he definitely probably got some more stuff out there that we haven't seen yet.
Kind of follow up Chris's question. Are you pleased with what you think your role is going to be and how Jim is going to use you, whether it's outside, the combination of outside, inside?
Yeah, I'm super pleased. I mean, I'm once again able to show my versatility. When I am inside, gladly I won't be. I said, like last year, I kind of felt like more of a little bit of a linebacker. But I think my role is amazing. And he's expecting me to do a lot of things on the inside. So I'm super excited for it. I'm just trying to do whatever it takes for us to get to where we need to get to.
How difficult are these receivers making your guys' job on the defensive side and also making you guys better players?
Yeah, I mean, these receivers are amazing. With Coop, Elijah, DBJ, said, you guys see Austin out here playing like a number one somewhere too. Like, we have so many guys that do so many different things. So I feel like we're prepared. Like, even going into the Eagles practice, I feel like our guys have, put us in position to get to that practice and, dominate. So our guys are amazing, and I'm definitely thankful for them.
Do you feel like there are other defensive backs on this team that have shown they are as good in the slot as you have been over the last year or so?
Oh, for sure. I think everybody. Like I said, I feel like our quote-unquote six corner would be a starter somewhere else. Like, I feel like our room is that deep. You got Zoe out there, Zoe Burns playing amazing. Caleb Biggers playing amazing. Cam Mitchell playing amazing. We got guys literally that I feel like can easily step in if needed to play the slot, play outside. Like, I feel like our whole entire room is good enough to literally, if they weren't in this room, they would be playing on another field.
Coach Banda talked about the importance of leverage in Schwartz's defense. Is it different this year, how they're teaching you leverage and the importance of that, or is this something maybe you're used to in previous years?
It's just more like you must stay on the outside. Like, if we get beat, say we're supposed to be outside leverage and we get beat to the outside, he's going to give it to you. Like, he's going to let you have it. So, like, it's just more of an emphasis this year, I would say. That's always been a thing, obviously, in football. You try to stick to your leverage, but you can't get beat to your leverage with Schwartz. He'll get on you. So it's definitely more of a point of emphasis.
You talked about the safeties and the defense was able to get 2 games in a row, back-to-back safeties. Everyone on the sideline putting the symbol up. Do you see that energy translating, and do you see it kind of maybe continuing to the regular season from the feedback you guys were able to get from those plays?
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you got, our 2 deep and 3 deep making plays like that, we're super excited for them. And I think it'll definitely translate over. You see the sideline is just so happy for those guys too. So, I feel like with this team, everyone wants everyone to succeed. And I feel like around the league, that's not the case everywhere, So I definitely think that energy will definitely, translate to the real games.
Greg, I know when we've talked to Jim, he's mentioned wanting you guys to lead the league in some intangibles like effort and passion and things like that.
Badassery.
What do you think as players when he kind of puts that out there this early and when he got here and stuff like that?
He has high expectations for us. He coaches us hard, but that's because he has high expectations. So, when we set a standard for us as players and we're not being to that standard, we expect our coaches to, push us harder and harder. And, with him, it's just he's going to coach us hard because he doesn't think we should be a top 10 defense or a top 8 defense. We're trying to be the best defense. So we're going to hold ourselves to that standard, and he's going to push us every single day.
How dare you lead the league in badassery?
It's just like what he said is, when you got little guys like me going out there hitting, the D-line has to follow suit. If I'm coming out there hitting, big guys got to be able to hit. When you got big guys out there at front running to the ball, sprinting to the ball, that makes us feel like we got to sprint to the ball. But it's more so celebrating your brother's successes. When someone makes a play, you should see everybody running over there to celebrate. And I think when you do that, then you'll definitely see that, you're a family.
Greg, as a defender, they're lining Elijah up in the backfield as a running back. What he's able to do, what strain does that put on a defense as somebody who has to defend it and go against it in practice?
Man, it's crazy. I mean, I see him in the backfield sometimes, but sometimes I'm supposed to be to the field. Sometimes I got to guard him in the backfield. Sometimes he'll take a handoff. Sometimes he'll motion out. It's just so much that he can do. And it's definitely hard for us. But, I don't have to play against him in the game. So it's going to be hard for the other team. But, yeah, I just love that he's able to do so much. He can run the ball as seen in preseason. Obviously, he's one of the, most elite route runners. So it definitely puts pressure on the defense.
What makes him such a good route runner?
Man, first of all, he's low center of gravity. He can get out, but then he's also 4.3 fast. So it's like a guy who's smaller, he's shifty, it's hard to get hands on him, but he's super fast. He really could do everything. So it's definitely hard because when a guy that can run any route in a route tree makes him very dangerous. Yep, for sure.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you, bud.